everybody out there in YouTube land, it's Mr. MegaManFan. Now normally when I'm in the back corner of the rec room, I am testing out Nintendo 64 games, but today I'm doing something a little different. I've got a package from Lukie Games. Now, I've heard and read mixed reviews on Lukie Games, but what we have here is 102 Dalmatians, NHL 2K, Hidden and Dangerous, Sydney 2000, Worms Armageddon, NBA 2K1, MTV Sports Skateboarding, Vanishing Point, and NBA 2K. As you can see, I didn't take a big risk on Lukie Games here. I didn't spend a ton of money on any expensive titles. I wanted to get some that were affordable, and if they work, I could always give them another go down the road. But first things first, let's see if these cheaper offerings were worth it. Incidentally, I paid $18 for the shipping. Now, the estimates that I got for 3 pounds from Florida to Omaha were $12 and change, so I guess it's not totally unfair, but they are making $6 profit alone in the shipping. However, based on price charting, I believe that what I paid for these 9 games was less than what they charged me for the games plus shipping, so I'll consider that a wash if they all work. Again, that's the big if here. Gotta try them and find out. And I apologize that the Dreamcast is a little on the noisy side, but Dreamcast has always been a little on the noisy side. It's a very loud system. If you like playing it a lot, you should probably get used to the sound of its fan, because it's always going to be going. Let's start with NBA 2K. Disc looks to be in good condition. Dreamcast logo is coming up as it should. I apologize, I've got the volume turned down on my TV because I don't want any claims from any of the holders. I just want to test these. I don't want to endure having to dispute any claims on a video. I've seen that happen to far too many people. But I'd say this one can be considered tested and working, so congratulations, Lukie Games. You are 1 for 1 so far. So it slows down a little and pop it out. That is a successful test. Next up, Vanishing Point. Let's see if this one performs. With disc-based games, it can be quite a gamble. There's a reason I like cartridges, because discs, if they get some scratches or smudges, they often don't work even if they're resurfaced, whereas carts just need a little cleaning and they're usually good to go. Oh man, that Dreamcast chunks so much when it reads games. It's like the angry duck of video game systems. I could love the Dreamcast so much more if it was just a little bit more quiet. It's such a great system. It's such a slept-on system, but oh man, it's noisy. Well, Vanishing Point seems to be a success. So that's 2 for 2. Lukie Games, so far so good. But again, if all of these games are tested and working, then I won't complain about that too much, because then it was actually worth the $18 I spent in shipping for 9 games. Oh, and this one is MTV Skateboarding featuring Andy McDonald. And it looks like this one's going to work as well. There's the title screen. with all of the information on encoding and copyright holders and whatnot. And MTV's logo. So I'm going to call that a win. I don't need to see any more of it than that for now. You know, I can't really complain too much about Lukie right now, even though I've seen other people that do, because unlike some of my Nintendo 64 games, all of these are working right out of the package. Wow, this NBA 2K1 is pretty darn new. I don't think this has ever been played. There's still stickers and stuff inside of it here. While I boot this up, I'm going to show you guys what was inside of NBA 2K1. We got a sweepstakes card here, play and win. Enjoy this game online. Enter your internet service provider. SegaNet free trial offer ended in 2001. Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever used this copy of NBA 2K1. That's pretty funny that it was sold as used, and by the looks of what's in the package, it's all new. In fact, there's a little bit of creasing in the sweepstakes form because that's been in there for so long, it's actually picked up the crease line of the hinges down here at the bottom. Yeah, that's unscratched, unused, literally good as new, and it works too. So we are 4 for 4 on Lukie Games. Worms Armageddon. Next on the itinerary here. And this one is looking pretty damn good too. If anybody used this one, I can't tell. There were no scratches on the disc, and this case looks pretty damn nice. But proof's in the pudding. If the game fires up, we'll know. Powered by Windows. Yeah, Dreamcast and Windows were partners, bedmates, whatever you want to call them. Best buds. Sega and Microsoft were working together for a little while. That's why this is also a good system to play some homebrew games on, because there's a platform in the operating system that makes it pretty easy to do that. Well, it looks like Worms Armageddon is working, so once again, a successful test. Alright, Sydney 2000. Doesn't look like anybody's used this one either, so let's see what happens. And we get the bouncing ball on the Dreamcast logo again. By the way, it's thinking! Yeah, that was a failed marketing slogan. I don't know why. It's not the worst one I've ever heard. There's plenty worse than it's thinking. Maybe it just didn't catch on. Maybe Sega was just too far gone after falling behind Sony in the PlayStation war for disc dominance. You know, the disc format that Sony pretty much took over in the 90s. Sega couldn't keep up. Jaguar never had a chance. They got into discs very late. And Nintendo, as you know, stuck with cartridges right up until the GameCube, so Sony really cornered the market when it came to disc-based games. Although the PlayStation was arguably much less powerful than the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast couldn't grab on, couldn't sink its hooks in deep enough. Whereas Sony came out with the PlayStation 2 and pretty much killed the Dreamcast if it wasn't already dead. The PlayStation 2 totally killed it dead because it also supported DVD playback. So there was no winning at that point because the Dreamcast, for all its virtues, you can't play DVDs with this thing. So, Sydney 2000, that is a working game. We are 6 for 6 now. This looks like a first-person shooter type game. Control up to 4 soldiers, 23 unique and immersive missions. Take control of genuine World War II vehicles, including a Panzer tank. Oh man, listen to that thing chunk. You know, it kind of reminds me of a Commodore 64 when it comes to copyright protection. You used to listen to the disk drive go ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk as it was reading all of those copyright tracks to prevent people from making bootleg copies of Commodore games. But this one works. We are 7 for 7. Anyway, it's pretty clear that this game works. So we're now 8 for 8. One of those things about the internet is when you read bad reviews, you have to look at the percentage, because if 100,000 people are satisfied and 5 people had a bad experience, you're probably more likely to be one of the 100,000 than one of the 5. It's not saying you shouldn't take people who had a bad experience seriously. You should at least consider, though, the odds being in your favor that you're not going to be one of those 5. I'm not saying that's the ratio in this case. I'm just saying, word to the wise, that not every complaint is a valid gauge of whether or not you should give somebody your business. And like I said, shipping may have earned them a few bucks profit on this, but they've earned my respect by sending me 9 working games. So, you know what? The fact that I didn't have to sit here and clean any of these, that is a huge thumbs up for me. 9 out of 9 Dreamcast games, all tested and working right out of the package. Honestly, you can't beat that.